Hi coloring friends! Welcome back to my channel. Welcome here if you're new. I have in front of me the 10 coloring books that I had set out to complete in 2022. How did I do? Well, let's find out. All right, before I dive into my first book, I wanted to talk a little bit about how the year went and how this goal went for me, basically. So I know from the very beginning, I knew that finishing all 10, especially of these coloring books, was a completely unrealistic goal. In my mind, it was a way to kind of focus myself or hyper focus on these books and see how far I could get in them. Um, Despite that, I still had this thought in my head that I could, wouldn't it be awesome if I did complete all 10 of these books? And um, so I will talk a little bit more toward the end of the video about where I go from here, but um, I just wanted to set up the beginning saying that I did not actually think I was going to finish all 10 of these books this year. I knew it was an unrealistic goal, but I still would have been thrilled if I had. So, let's look at this first one. This is the Mindfulness coloring book. It is by Emma Ferrerens. But my thought in picking this out was that there's different patterns and things in here, and I thought it would be fun to use this book and fill it up with all of the trials of different techniques and um, mediums in here. So, for example, this page has a wood grain. I thought I could practice wood grains on that page. There's pages with water. There's pages like this would be a great one to try out something like Inktense or Distress Inks and finish the picture with that and then maybe shade with pencil on top. That kind of thing. And as you can see, I did not do well with that. In fact, I did so poorly with it. I think there is one, I did this one picture, I believe. I can't remember even what I used with it either. Oh goodness, and I was going to fill this whole page with different techniques. Yeah, so that's how far I got in this one. Kind of disappointing. Yeah, I'm definitely disappointed in myself on that one. Because I wish I had used it and taken advantage and worked on some new techniques. That was what I got done in the Mindfulness Coloring Book, Volume 2 by Emma Ferrerens. This was my bonus pick, and it's called A Novel Companion. It is a reading journal or log, but it is put out by Little Inklings Design, and I wanted to get this bookshelf colored with all the books that I read in 2022. Now that one I did finish. I did keep up with it. I tried to do the spines of the books the way they look. I showed this in my completed pages for December as well. I didn't color the other half of the bookshelf because I didn't get to it. I only wanted the books that I actually read. I did finish this row at the bottom just because I wanted it to look finished. But I read 32 books, so there's 32 books in here filled out and colored in. And there was an extra bonus coloring page somewhere in here, and I did not get to that. This one here. So I may go back and still color that in at some point. There's a new one. I got a new planner for this year from them, and I may just focus on going forward and leave this one behind. But I am happy that I got this bookshelf completed, and I think it's a cool record to have of the books that I finished in 2022. So I am happy about that one. Next one is the Coloria Mandalas coloring book. And try and push that over just a little bit more. And once again, I was not very successful in working in this book. In fact, so much so that I had to go hunt it down off of a bookshelf somewhere because it had gotten put away and I couldn't even find it. A lot of these were at least still in a stack on my desk, but um, yeah, and this is the one that had a spill accident too, so that was sad. Let's see, I think there's just one that I actually finished in, let's see if I can skip ahead to it. Finished in 2022. This one here I did back in February when I was still all about the goal and making a good effort. um, I do have a handful of other ones completed in here. Yeah, so I did this one, which is, I think, where most of the color from the water accident went, but I love this one. And I have this one completed. This one, although I realize that I I don't I don't know why I didn't color that area there. I might have to go back and try to figure out my colors and get that one done, because that's going to bother me. And then I have this one here, and that may be it. See if I can flip through real quick. Yeah, that is it for this. Oh, nope, that's not it. I have one more back here. So then there's this one too that I did for Halloween in 2021. And that's it. So yeah, I mean, there's a good chunk of them finished in it, but yeah, I only did one this year, so Coloria Mandalas coloring book. And then we get into a few of what I'm trying not to think of as massive failures of the year. This is Whimsy Girl Celebrate the Holidays and Festive Occasions by Hannah Lynn. And I had big, big plans to color my way through the year. And I started out in January with this lovely lady here. I think I did a video coloring this on New Year's. And then we got to the Super Bowl, and I did this one. It was Bengals Rams, and I decided to make her a Bengals fan because I have family that lives in Cincinnati, so we were rooting for the Bengals that time. And then I think I have another page marked, but I didn't actually do it. Let's see. Yep. So my next one was going to be to do a St. Patrick's Day picture, and you can see that I did not do it. And then I think I did absolutely nothing after that. This was an old Halloween one that I wasn't crazy about. And that's it. Yep, so I had good intentions at the beginning of the year, and then I just let it slip away, and I don't know why. I just didn't get back to it. I like this book, and I like coloring Hannah Lynn pages, but I just didn't get back to it. So that is that one. And then we also have Elegant Beauties by Elena Lazareva. And I think a lot of what I have done in here is previous years. I'm not sure. I don't think I got anything done in here this year. This was from 2020. This one was from 2020. I have one marked, but I'm pretty sure I did not do it. This one was from 2021. I really like her. And then, let me see what that marked page is here. Yep, I marked it and didn't do it. So, that is it for this book. I did not do any. And again, I love her artwork. It's gorgeous. I just didn't get to it. I don't know why. I have no reason. But anyway, that is Elegant Beauties by Elena Lazareva. Missed out on that one. Okay, and then we have a success here. So, and I know it's a color by number. I don't know how big of a success it is, but hey, it's a finished book. So, Mystery Mosaics color by number book for adults. It's Woman, and it is put out by Belba Family. And this one, I actually finished the entire book. It's finished, which was really cool. So if you don't want to get spoiled by this, skip on ahead. I'm going to just do a quick flip, maybe talk about a couple of my very favorite ones in the book. I thought this one was really fun to do. There's a few that are landscape here. It's another landscape. And I did do the X method on these. I love this one at the spa. That was a favorite from the book. Yeah, I did the X method with these and just used a fine point of markers to do it. I think this one was my favorite in the whole book. It took me forever to figure out that this was a dog down here. I could not figure out until the very end what the heck that thing was there. This one's really pretty too. I like the background pattern on it. And that was another fun one. The vacation-y looking one. I liked it. Had a little water spill there. And, oh yeah, and I love this kitchen one too, with the little girl cooking. And I think that's it. Oh, one more. This last one was cool too, with the music notes in the background. And that's it. That was the whole book. So that was one book completed out of my stack. And I know it was an X method, color by number, so probably not the most impressive victory of all, but I was still excited to have a book completed, so that was nice. And it's always fun. I mean, once they're completed, it's really fun to sit and flip through them and see what you've done and what the pages turned out like. So another one, this is another completed book, Zen Doodle Color by Number Stained Glass by Deborah Muller. And this one I used alcohol marker through the entire thing. I think a lot of my very favorite pages are at the very front. I really love this one and this fish one here. I like the contrast of colors, the warm and cool. Let's try to do a really quick flip through of this because there are a lot of pages in this book. That one was pretty too. But this one's full of relaxing memories because this is extremely relaxing for me to sit, and actually kind of missed it once it was done, because it was nice to have that too. I love the blue crab. Yeah, it was kind of like, oh, well, now what am I going to use to relax with? So I haven't looked yet, but I should see if there's another one. I have another color by number that I think is by Deborah Muller as well, that's put out by Zen Doodle, but the paper is not the same, and the line art is thinner, and it's not quite the same as this one, so I need to track down and see if there's another one more similar to this style that I could do. This peacock, I did the tiny one at the beginning, and then it was the same colors, so I tried to just change up the tone of color that I chose so that it turned out a little different the second time. The angry seahorse, which always makes me laugh. I thought the elephant was really cool too, especially with the sky back here. Yeah, we're almost to the end. Trying to make this as quick as I can. So this one was probably my least favorite. I don't know why they chose so much yellow in it. I was not thrilled with that one. And my poor moose, I forgot to put, or my page blew out, my protector page blew out. I was working outside, it was in the summer, and I had some bleed through on my poor moose there. This was I'm going to use up my neon alcohol markers. I got into a little kick with that, so there's a bunch of neon-y pages at the end. And that is it. That is the whole book. Done. That is Zendoodle Color by Number Stained Glass by Deborah Muller, and I did finish that one. So that is two out of 10 books. This is the Beach Coloring Book by Color Questopia, and we had another accident spill. This was again outside on the deck when I was coloring, and somebody spilled something. So I did make a good effort. In this one, I decided I was going to do alternating colored pencil page and alcohol marker page. And I made a good dent in that this year. I really did try to keep focused on it. I mean, all the way through fall, I was still picking pages and coloring in it. So I think if I had really stuck with it, I probably could have finished this book this year. Sadly, I did not. These are mostly landscape. I should turn this. Sorry. But these are the ones I got finished. There's this little girl here having a picnic. And we're going to flip again. A lot of back and forth with this one. And then this is where I left off. Let's see. So that last page I did that in August. I think I started working on this one in September. And then, oh, I have another one. Oh, there's an October page. So I abandoned colored pencils and skipped ahead to a marker page again. And then, let's see. So what do I have left in this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more pages, and then there's bonus pages back here, which I don't know. I'm on the fence if they should they count as part of finishing the book. I mean, the only reason I don't like doing them is because if I get this book, then I know when I get it, I'll be like, oh, I already did that page. I did do the dog one back here. There's a lot of bonus pages back here. A lot. Yeah, so I've got a handful of pages, a little more than a handful, 2 handfuls of pages left. But I did make a good effort in this one, so I don't feel terrible about it. That's a Beach Coloring Book by Color Questopia. And then this is another big disappointment, guys. Another big disappointment. This is Sun Life Drawings, 40 coloring pages. And this is what I have left to do in this book. And I worked on it in December even, a little bit, not a lot. This page, once this page is done, the whole book will be done. I just couldn't get myself into doing it. I don't know what it was. I guess, I don't know. I kept thinking, oh, I have to color clothes. I don't really feel like coloring clothes. And yeah, so I didn't. But I will go ahead and show the rest of the book because it is all done except for this one page, which is so disappointing. I was so close, and I could have had another completed book for the year, but that's okay. I'll finish it up sometime in 2023 if I feel like it will be an enjoyable thing to do, and then I'll have a finished book for 2023. So, but I'll just do a quick flip through of this is like the color by number section of the book. Santa and a reindeer there. These I all did in 2020. A lot of this was done when we were staying at home. This little one's cute. This book was nice because it gave you and it was one of the first coloring books I bought, actually, in starting adult coloring. And it was nice because it gives you a nice selection of all different styles. There's color by numbers with little hexagon shapes, with dots, with just actual shapes. We've got mandalas, we've got, you know, the mosaic style. So if you want to try a bunch of different kinds of coloring pages, this one's really cute. That was fun. I recommend this. The paper is not good. It's not great paper, but, and this one, I still see a clown. I see a clown face. It's a lion. See, it's this one here. But I can only ever see a creepy clown face in that. Not my favorite. But yeah, if you want to kind of try out a bunch of different styles of coloring, this is a good way to go, because it just kind of introduces you to it and lets you see what you like and what you don't. You only get one page or two of any specific style, so that's really nice. Nice to have that variety. And these were fun. This is my first, these are those lines and dots style where you just color in the lines, and they are really fun. This one I finished recently, just a silhouette coloring, and then I did add a background to it with colored pencil. More of the lines and dots style. And another mosaic. This one was not color by numbers, so you got to choose your colors. Oh, I think you were supposed to do them in one color. Oh yeah, this section is the one color section, and you can see how well I did with sticking with the one color. Even in the silhouette, I had to add all the colors. Yeah, so I added, this was supposed to be all one color too. Same here. Even this one, I decided to do like a gradient with my purple gel pens. That's really cool. Marilyn Monroe. Those are neat. I think they're kind of fascinating how they come together like that. This was another one color. I chose two. Another one. I like the way this one turned out. That was cool. I'm glad I didn't do just one color with that. And then this turtle. Another lines one. This one's really neat too. And my one color mandala, which you can see I didn't stick with either. Same with this guy. And then we come into the use as many colors as you wish, which this is another favorite from the book. I really like the way that one turned out. I'm actually tempted. It's from the anime and manga coloring Chibi Animal Girls by Sun Life Drawings. So I don't know, I may check out that coloring book because I had a lot of fun with that page. This was one of the first pages I did in the book, and we've got the page that I didn't finish, sadly. This one I did this year too. Oh, this is my mermaid-inspired mandala. I had fun with that. I made these look like little mermaid scales, and that was a fun one. I did this one this year as well. That was all gel pen, a little bit of alcohol marker. Another fun one. I finally finished this one this year. This was another push myself to do it because I was just not feeling this page at all. Um, so I'm glad I got that one done. And that is it. That's the end of the book. So once I finish that, like half a page, I'll have this one finished. Yeah, really kind of disappointed with myself for not just buckling down and getting that last page done. But I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. So I it's supposed to be fun, and if I'm forcing myself to do things, then that's just silly. So I've got two more here. We're almost done. I know this has been long. Um, A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo. This is still one that once I get it done, I'm going to be so happy because I love this book. And I can't wait till it's all done and I can just sit and flip through. And honestly, I think most of the favorite pages I've ever colored are in this book. So I started this one this year. It was just, I wanted to try out some pencils in a combination that I had pulled and see what they looked like. And so I just sat and colored all of one version of Leaf on this page, and that's as far as I got. Let's see. But I did make progress in this book. I did this one this year. This is a favorite of mine. I love how this turned out. I think this little guy down here is so cute. And this leaf color combination I did, I wish I had written it down because I really like it. Yeah, I can't even remember now what pencils I used for that. It may have been the Starjoy pencils. I think it was. But yeah, this is another favorite of mine. It was a page that I was not at all excited to color, and once I got into it, I started trying to give the cats their own little personality. And then I decided to give some of them names. This little guy's Pickle here, and Marmalade, and Fancy. And then I decided since it looked like a really doodly page, I just added my own little border here that make it look like a notebook page kind of that somebody had doodled on. So that is another favorite of mine. And then this is another favorite of mine. I like what I did in this book. This is a favorite book of mine for sure. This little guy is so cute too. And I like how the flowers turned out and the color combinations, and yeah, that's another favorite of mine. And this bunny, it's really cute. I like the way that the turtle shell came out too. That was a fun one. I wish I had gotten to this side page here with the bunny too. I hope I can come up with the same colors for this little guy and make him look the same as on the other page again. And let's see, I think I have a few more in here. I know I have a whip. This one I did in fall. That was a fun one too. Really like how it turned out. Happy with that one. It was fun to do also. These are so fun. I just really like this book. It might be my favorite book I have of all my coloring books. This might be the favorite. And then here's my whip here. I was actually working a little bit on it last night. I kind of left it sitting out, and then every time I have a minute or two, I color one little thing from it. So eventually it'll get done that way. And I think that's it, yeah. So I did make good progress in this one. I'm happy that I kept it out throughout the whole year and continued to work in it. So that is in the A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo. And we're finally to the last one. And that is the big one. Johanna Basford's Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. And yes, it was probably insanity to include this on a list of 10 books I'd like to complete. this year. However, I did prioritize it, and it did push me to work in this book when I may not have selected it otherwise. Um, and I think I will carry forward with that. I would like to have this book fully completed someday. I would like to be able to sit and read through the story and have all my pages done. And so that will continue to be a goal in my mind, is to keep this one out and accessible and keep pulling it to work on. Um, so this is the first page I did in it. It was just, I think, Crayola markers, and because this is one I've had this for a while before I was even really into it, adult coloring. I've always liked coloring, so I've had this. I think I got this when it came out. Um, and again, this is a more Crayola marker. I didn't pay attention to bleed through at the time or anything. And then this page, I'm trying to see if I wrote a date. I don't think I did. This page, I believe I finished up this year. It had been started with the same marker as on this page. And then I think it was this year I finished up the cake and the strawberries, some of the flowers, and got that page finished. So that was a nice accomplishment. I did just a tiny bit of coloring on this page. Just, it was kind of a let's see what I feel like coloring and color it in kind of a moment. This page I will love when it's finished. Someday, someday. These two pages I worked on this year. I just realized I don't think I was putting dates on them, which is kind of disappointing. I wish I had. I may be able to look back and figure it out. But this was my first try with Distress inks, I believe. And it's a little splodgy, but that's okay. Still like the way the page turned out. I like the way the butterfly looks, or moth maybe. Maybe a moth. And then this page was just done with pencils and a little bit of gel pen. I think I used Black Widow pencils on this one. Then I have a handful that are not done. More than a handful. Too many. This was a page my daughter, she got a hold of my book and colored a long time ago, a few years ago, and I will have to figure out how I'm gonna work around that. I don't hate it though. The stuff they do when they're tiny, tiny. Once they're big, you're not so upset about it anymore because it's just a little memory of when they were tiny, tiny. I wasn't upset about it then either. It's just a coloring book. Yep, and more beautiful pages that I did not color. Oh, a lot more. This page I did actually note some of the colors I was using, so that's nice. Thank you, Past Me, for that. And yeah, this one is pretty close to being done. It would not take a whole lot to finish that off. So, and I was kind of alternating. I was coloring on here and then hop over here and do a leaf, and then color over here a little bit more, and then hop over and do a flower. Just kind of, because I think I'd have trouble just sitting down and just coloring this whole page all at once. I kind of need to break it up a little bit. So that's how I was tackling that one. This one I did in November, the very end of November. I used, I showed this in my December completed pages because I forgot to show it in November. But I used the Tombow Irigetan pencils that I had gotten, and I'm going to be using those a lot more in this book. I like those in here. Let's see if I can skip ahead a little bit here. Nope, none there. I do have a few more that I finished this year. I did this page. It is colored pencil and then chalk pastel. It is smoke that's supposed to be coming from the dragon. It says in the story that there's a scorched tinge to the air, and the mouse squeaks that there's smoke, and it's coming from the dragons over here. So eventually I need to work on these dragons and get them colored, but the smoke is pouring in onto that page. So that's kind of fun. And let's see. No more there. I know I have at least one more. Yeah, this one here. This was a buddy color I did. It was the first and only buddy color I've ever done, but it was wonderful to do. That was a lot of fun, and it pushed me to get this page done. So love that. That's it. That's what I got done in this book. So I think my thoughts on this are it's better than nothing. I wish it was more, of course, but I am glad I got done what I did in this, and I will continue to work in it as I go forward. So thoughts on this challenge for the year. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I tried it out and saw what it was like. Pushed myself to try and finish. I did finish 2 complete books, almost 3. Out of the 10, so not terrible. Um, will I do this going forward? No, I'm not going to do this again this year. I don't like the feeling that I failed. Even though I was tried to keep myself realistic and tell myself that this was not going to be something I would actually do. I would not have 10 completed books at the end of the year. Despite that, I feel bummed when I look at the books that I didn't touch at all, or that I touched the first 2 months and then let fall away. I feel bummed that I can't sit and flip through this completed book at the end of the year, even though it was so unrealistic. I just can't tell my brain not to care about that, I guess. So I'm going to do things a little differently in 2023. I have a video coming up next that you will see kind of how I'm changing my focus in working on my collection of coloring books. And so if you're interested, if you haven't already, please subscribe so you can get notified for when that comes out. I'm liking the feel of my New Year plan a little better than this, so that's nice. I have to say, having that pile of books that I've had sitting on the corner of my desk for an entire year now, having them moved out and being able to put them away feels good. So I will continue to watch and root for all the people out there who are choosing the 10 books to color for the year. I love watching people do that, and thank you to anybody who rooted for me this year and encouraged me and, followed along as I tried to work in these books. I do very much appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.